Okay, we're reviewing for our quiz tomorrow, which is over lessons 2-1 to 2-5. 2-2, which was on line plots, not going to be on the quiz. No line plot. So you're not going to have to do a graph, which is nice. Okay, I'm starting on page 72. So this is lesson 2-1. And I need you to know the 3 types of numbers, which are what? First, natural. Then, whole. Good job. Then, integers. And then, because this chapter goes further out, what is the next group that we looked at? Rationals. You need to know what they are. You need to be able to give me all of them or describe how you would get any one of these. So, what's a natural number? Or what are the natural numbers? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on and so forth, into infinity. Whole numbers, how do you describe them? Jack?
Would it be all numbers, or no, not all numbers.
It would be all the naturals and?
Negative or integer.
And 0. So all the naturals and 0 are the whole numbers. What are the integers? How do you describe this category? Yes, ma'am?
Why is natural?
So natural would be the first, would be like this. That's okay. And then whole, and then integer, and then rational. Okay, so what's an integer, Brian?
A whole number and their opposites.
Very good. The whole numbers and their opposites. And what are rationals? Nate?
A number that can be written as a over b when both a and b are integers and b is not 0.
Look at that. Perfect. Any number that can be written as a fraction of integers, a over b, and b does not equal 0. Okay. You also need to be able to know if it's a natural number, is it also a rational number? If a number's natural, is it also rational? Yes. All the natural numbers are also rational. Are all integers rational? Yep. Are all integers whole numbers?
No.
No. You got to know that Venn diagram there and how it applies. I might give you some true and false there. Okay. Also, what you need to know are like examples 1, or example 1, A and B. So know what example 1's all about. You need to know how to name the set of numbers. Sometimes you have what we call finite sets. So on example 1B, that's finite. Why do you think I call it finite? What's finite mean? Finite, as opposed to infinite. Jack?
Because it's only the numbers that are like it's not more like all the numbers that are plotted are on there.
Yes, I have all the numbers there, and in this case on example 1B, I have 5 numbers. That's it. 5 numbers in that set. And then what does it mean by infinite?
It
Keeps on going. How do I show that it keeps on going? Dot, 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 and it can go either direction. So don't forget how to use that notation. You're also going to be able to graph on page 75. You need to be able to graph numbers 22 to 30. The ones we struggled with are going to be ones like number 28. The whole numbers greater than -4 plus 4. So what's -4 plus 4? 0. So what are the whole numbers greater than 0? What's the first whole number greater than 0? Carson? 1. So you have to start with 1, 2, 3. How far do you go?
3.
Yeah, so how do you show that on a number line?
With an arrow.
Yeah, on a number line, you're going to have to show the darkened arrow very clearly, one way or the other. If it's not darkened, try not to make it look the same as the darkened one. Darkened, undarkened should look different. Okay, lesson 2-3, we're skipping 2-2. 2-3, one of the main lessons. Actually, what I want to do is I want to go, so this is 2-3, I want to use matrices. I want to use a matrix. can dodge all these problems all you want, but they'll come back at you. So we need to be able to use the matrix. Who's seen the matrix? I haven't even seen it, but I know, I guess what it's about. It sounds like it. No, I'm just kidding. Only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe a third of you, a fourth of you, maybe like a third of you have watched it. Okay, I don't know. Okay, with the matrix, this is how it works. You can have addition or subtraction, and I'm going to use variables to help me out. So, A, B, C, D plus E, F, G, H. Okay, if I give you this matrix, again, those will be numbers, actually. Your answer has to be in a matrix, and your answer is going to be 4 different numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got to find out, all right, what goes in these spots right here. Okay, how do I find the first blank up here? What do I have to add? This? So you're going to do whatever A plus E is, right? Whatever A plus E is. What are you going to do to get this top right one? You're going to add B and F. And the same pattern holds for those, okay? 8, yeah. Nate. Okay, C plus G and D plus H. That's how you write it. This would be your answer. That's not too bad, right? But can you also do subtraction with the matrix? Yes, so be ready for that. And you might have it like this. A minus E, and A and E are both negatives. Oh, man. So that's, I want to review that real quickly here. Sorry. Let's get a problem here. -5 minus -7. That's probably like the toughest one you're going to look at. This is 2-3. These are integers. How can I rewrite this to addition? Or, yes, Lily? G?
-5 plus 7.
Yeah, and then I have to use one of my 2 rules for addition. And so what's my answer on this one?
The second row,
Oh, nice.
7 minus 5.
Which is 2. And then which sign? There you go. Okay. You can work it out this way. I'm not saying you cannot, but in order to work it out this way, you got to think it this way. You got to think this way. Might as well write it. Okay? Yes, sir.
About 2-1.
Uh-huh.
When you do the number line, and like let's say it's 0,
Okay.
or like all numbers greater than like
All integers greater than 0.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Would you graph 0?
Good
or
question.
Would you just graph 1?
Great question. So if I said graph all the integers greater than 0, where's my first dot? 1, because 1 is the integer greater than 0. Is 0 greater than 0? No. What if I said all the integers less than or equal to -3? Where's my first dot? -3, and then where do I go? Less than or equal to. So where do I go? I go to the left. So I do -3, -4, -5, as far as I drew my line, and then I draw my arrowhead. Okay, good question. Okay, that's the basic problem of 2-3. Then we go to 2-4. And this one I think is going to be the hardest lesson, but I want to review something here and maybe clarify 2-4. I think I did a poor job of it the first time, so forgive me, and now I will try to complete it. You need to know how to use the comparison symbols, so greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and then that one's a nice one, not equal to. Okay, you got to know how to use all of them. And then also equal to, which is an equality symbol, but that won't happen. I will not give you one of those. I will give you any one of those. This is page 90. I'm really looking at 93, 94. And remember, what are the 3 ways to compare numbers? You can use a number line. So you got your number line. And you don't have to draw it out. You can think of a number line. What's another way? So graphing is like the number line. You can use cross products. Remember, the numerator of the first times the denominator of the second compared to the denominator of the first times the numerator of the second. You can compare those cross products. And then the third way, we call it number sense. Okay, I'm going to prioritize these. I'm going to say like which one's the best, which one's not the best. Okay, the best one to use, the one that will always get it right, the one you can always demonstrate would be, which one? Cross products. You should know cross products. The number line, I would say, is the next best. And this is, again, you can think of it in your head, so I would say, you get a plus. And the number sense. Although I honestly, what I think of, I value number sense, and I think it's very good if you have it. Like if you know 7/8 compared to 8/9, if you can compare those, that's awesome. That's good. That's going to be the hardest one to prove, though, in your work. Because if you're just, I did it up here, I don't know what you did. So this one I would say you can use this, but back it up with one of these, preferably the cross product. So not as good, a little bit better, best. And the last part of this lesson is what I wanted to hit. All right, go to example 5. I think I did go over it a little bit better with you guys, but the other class I didn't do so well. Okay, find a rational number between -2/5 and -3/8. So this is example 5, -2/5 and -3/8. Okay, what are they asking me to do here? Find a number that is between. So something that's in between those. What might get us is, I don't even know which one's bigger than the other. So how do you compare them? Look back, see above. You could do cross products, you could do number sense, you could do number line. And another way, I guess I should have put this, is get common denominators. All right, what's the common denominator between these two? 40. So I'm going to multiply this guy by 8/8. So you get -16/40. And then 5/5, -15/40. Okay, so this is kind of review. This is not what you have to do for example 5, but which one's bigger? Or what's the comparison symbol between -16/40 and -15/40? So -16/40 is less than -15/40. Remember, it would be -15/40 would be right here. -16 would be a little bit further out. Okay, so now that I know which one's bigger and all, how do I find a number in between? Ugh. Okay, I can find the number that's in between both of these exactly. Like if I had them on a number line, I could give you the middle number right in between the two. You know how we do that? Find the average. Doesn't the average give me the number in between a set of numbers? Okay, ready? How do you find the average? Explain that process real quick with two numbers. Just two numbers. Yes, ma'am? Emery. Add the two together and then divide it by 2. Okay, ready? What's -16/40 plus -15/40? -31/40, right? I added them together. And then you said divide. Look, oh, this is so awesome, guys. Ready? You divide by 2. Does that look like something? You don't have to do it. In fact, I would say that looks hard. But instead, what should I do? Instead of dividing by 2, I should multiply by 1/2. Right? Isn't that what we do with complex fractions? And what do we get? That's the number right in between those two. Do you see how you can get the number in between? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, that number is right in between those two. Yes, ma'am.
Can't you just find another bigger denominator and
So do 80.
You did 80 and then you did -32 and -30 and then just do that.
Yes, you could. Okay, good, Maggie. If I say find a number between these two fractions, any number in between will count. If I say find the number, what do I say? Oh, find the number in the middle or in between these two, I'll be gracious. But yeah, if you could do it with the average way, you'll always get it right. You can also do it that way. That's number sense. Yes, ma'am.
-15.5 over 40.
Negative. Say that again.
-15.5
Yeah, and so that's technically another complex fraction, would be negative 15 and 1/2 over 40, and then you have to convert that into a proper fraction. So technically the number is good, but we want to make it proper. Okay, so let me give you another example of this just so you're good. Look at number 36 on page 97. Look what they're doing to you now. Name a fraction between 1/3 and 5/6 whose denominator is 12. What do you think you have to do with those two fractions to start off with?
Find which one's bigger.
You can find which one's bigger, or you can make both denominators common, and you would make them into the number 12. Get both denominators to equal 12. And I'll show you what I mean. All right, 36, 1/3 and 5/6. Okay. What would I do to this fraction to give it a denominator of 12? What do I multiply it by? Anybody know? 4/4. So I get 4/12. What would I multiply the second fraction by to get a denominator of 12? 2/2, or 2/2, 10/12. All right. You have to pick a number that's in between these two that has a denominator of 12. So what are my options? I can pick Carson.
6/10.
Close.
6/12.
6/12. You can say 6/12. 5/12. So 5/12, 6/12. Guess what? 7/12, 8/12, 9/12. Can you pick 10/12? Because it's not in between these two. So you can say 5/12. That can be an answer. 6/12, 7/12, or 8/12. And lastly, but not least, 9/12. Okay? All of those work. Oh, okay. You good with that, guys? Okay, because I'll ask one or the other, or both, or all.
We already gave it, so then somebody should go out today.
We are good now. So if she wants to send me the bus for her.
Okay,
Oh, Swivl, you picked that up. That's a secret message. Swivl. Ignore that. Okay. Let's finish out in the last lesson, which is 2-5. So 2-5 will be I think it's the second hardest. The first hardest is going to be 2-4. Second hardest is going to be 2-5. Nice. What you're doing is you're adding and subtracting rational numbers. Be careful. Just be careful. Like, take it easy. There's no rush on this quiz. Honestly, on my quizzes, do they usually take up the whole period? No. Tests might, but quizzes tend not to. So take your time. I'd rather you take a lot of time and get it right than to go fast and get some wrong. I'm also going to do matrices on this. I want you to do number 41. 41. Yeah, on page 103. If you could do number 41, you're pretty well set for this lesson with fractions. And then you're going to have to deal with decimals as well. Number 41 on page 103. So your answer has to be in matrix form. You're going to have 6 answers. Yeah, fractions. And just when you thought you were done with it, number 42. That'll be the last one we do today. 41 and 42. If you can do those two, you're good. You're set. You're set. There's a riot going on. Yeah, do 41 and then do 42. You think that's bad? Wait till tomorrow. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, if you guys are done with 41, what's 1/2 plus negative 1/4? 1/4. So I put that in that top left spot. What is 6 plus 5? 11. There you go. What's negative 1 plus negative 4? Negative 5. What is 5 plus 3? 8. What is 4 plus negative 3 and 1/2? 1/2. And lastly, negative 7 plus negative 5 is negative 12. This is your answer for 41. Why does it look like that? Or I don't know. It's not sensing it for whatever reason. 42. If you could do this, you may leave the class after the bell rings past 1 minute. I'll let you go. If you don't, you can stay with me. I don't mind the company. In fact, I get lonely sometimes. He's not here yet. So be careful with 42 because you're subtracting. 3.2 minus 1.4. That's not bad. But negative 4.3 minus 5 could be bad if you don't handle it the right way. Or negative 4 minus 5. All right, I'm going to have some fun with this one here. I'm going to call on people randomly, and you are going to fill in the correct, or you're going to fill in the appropriate spot here. All right, so we have 6 blanks to fill in. Oh, let's see. Yes, Maggie, I see that hand. Fill in this top left spot, please, with any marker. And just make sure that 6 answers can fit in there. Oh, that's legible. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. 1.8. Is that okay? I hope so. Because 3.2 minus 1.4 is 1.8. That's the answer for the first one. All right. Top middle. Nate? Top middle. Yeah, you can bring your paper or look at it. Top middle. Ooh. 2.7 is the correct answer for the top middle. Top right. Jack. Really, I see what happened there. It's going to be negative 4.3 minus 5. Close. And you can look at it. No, that's good. You can look at it because it is tough to do it in your head.
Would be 7.3.
Very close. You're getting there. Every time you say something, you get closer to it. It's negative 9.3. Negative 9.3. That's okay. That was tough because you have negative minus a positive. Change it to addition, make it easier. Thank you. Negative 9.3. Bottom left. Jenna. Bottom left. 5 minus negative 1. Say that again. 5 minus negative 1 is 6. Correct? Bottom middle. Carson. Bottom center or bottom middle. Negative 4 minus 5. Negative 9 is correct. And then last but not least, 0.4 minus 0.4, bottom right. Brian?
That's the very hardest one. Remember, it's addition.
shoes. That's not a 0, that's a 0.
Nice. Very good, Brian. 0. Okay. My hint to you is if you struggle with any one of these lessons, listen up. If you struggle with any one of these lessons, that's okay. I'd rather you struggle today and know it than find out after the quiz, wow, I didn't get this lesson. I want you to know it before the quiz, not after the quiz. I'm going to turn off Swivl. Thank you.